They sent the township's reader of ancient charts and plans, a clown with trouser pockets somewhat deeper than his hands, to ask her why she pitched her tents way out in no man's land. They lined up all the elders, so old but not so wise, bent to see the future in the lines around their eyes. A line is just a line, and a just line never lies. They were on the street protesting for the second cock did crow, with righteous indignation, faces vapid and aglow, reaching for the toughest grist to grind on Reparation Row. Out in their best for Sunday, processing as they go with a brass band in the tidal zone, sweet chariots swing low, come carriers home to judgment now from Reparation Row. It's in our constitution, self-evident, they said. You can't suspend all disbelief until you've had the bread. She treads a very fine line here, twixt stimulus and dread. She denies the clear connection between circuses and dough. These arrows must be melted down and the brilliance should go. Just a case of compound interest here on Reparation Row. Painted nymphs all riding bareback in a ring of smoke and fire, catchers, keepers, knife throwers, narcissists and liars, in the fateful amphitheatre we fall valiant by the hour. You get the net and trident, you are hoping for a chair. You get the net and trident, you are waiting for the bride. We're fine with mask and mystery. You can take us for a ride, but when it comes to funeral games, we like to know who's died. What should they be doing now, if anything at all? Likely leafing through the phone book for another day to call, or sideways at her eyes, that way the scales won't fall. They came and stood around her bed, demanding what she knows, unaccountably convinced now she was somehow in the know. Just take these grapes and flowers. Close it quiet as you go. Don't be looking for these heroes who once the world bestrode. They sailed out on the tide just before that day had showed, the last tide out to judgment here from Reparation Row. The leaping lads and lasses, decked in all that they could borrow, sailed out sweetly on that tide as the wind began to blow. On the last tide out to judgment here from Reparation Row. You'll be in the liminal, wondering what and when to call, what to call and when to listen for each card in its fall. Meanwhile, they'll be humping bivalves down by the harbour wall. They can slice 6 ways from Sunday, but you always had a choice. Up on your feet applauding that concluding blast of noise, or out in the cold and empty, waiting for a still small voice. They came and stood around her bed, demanding what she knows, unaccountably convinced now she was somehow in the know. Just take these grapes and flowers. Close it quiet as you go. I'll be in the liminal, while the liminal's still around, holding that frightful bucket, or a newly knitted shroud, and some fairly clean confetti to throw into the crowd.